Hello everyone, today's video is going to be my Pan That Face palette. This year I am using the Coverfx Perfector face palette. This has been in my collection for a very long time, and it is my goal this year is to go through some of these shades, and I will have my Project Pan playlist linked down below if you guys enjoy project panning. This is one of 3 or 4 projects I am doing this year, and I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. I have amazing progress on this palette this month. I have weight changes. I have used this palette significantly more in April than I have in past months. I have hit my 10 use goal on both the blush and the blush lighter. That is unheard of. I don't think I've done that at all since the beginning of the year. So this update is very, very exciting. I have not finished anything. I have not hit pan on any additional shades, but my usage and my numbers changing and growing is very, very, very good for me. And I'm very excited to keep using this on a regular basis and keep trekking along and showing you guys all my progress. I did use this palette 21 times in April, and I have previously been around the 16-17 use mark. So I have been using this a lot more often, and I think that is because I just really like the bronzer shade that's in here. Last update, I do believe, is when I repressed the bronzer and then the rest of the finishing powder. So I'm going to show you guys what the palette is currently looking like here, and I'll show you the side-by-side photo, but I have yet to hit pan on the 2 blushes, and I have not made a new pan on the bronzer. I feel like the highlighter pan did grow, and because I have repressed the finishing powder on the lower half of the pan, and I do not use this shade, I don't like it. I'm not going to force myself to use it if I don't have to, and this is my project and it's my rules. I can do whatever the hell I want. Like I said, this palette, I used it 21 times and my weights did decrease. So on April 1st, this weighed 161 grams or 5.68 ounces, and May 1st, it is weighing 159 grams or 5.57 ounces, which is really, really exciting for me. We have weight change. This palette hasn't really had any weight change at all until I repressed it. So I wonder, because the bronzer is now a little bit of a lighter shade, I am using the product just more often from 17 to 21 uses. Like, is that going to make much of a difference? I don't know. But I'm just glad we got more uses, and I'm glad we got some weight change. And I already showed you the inside of the palette, so I guess I don't have to, you know, keep taking it from you. But I did use the whole palette 21 times. And as you guys know, my overall goal is to, at some point in this year, finish everything in this palette. I think I'm gonna really only be successful in these 2 pans. After this project, I am decluttering this palette regardless, because it is just so old in my collection. I am giving it its best shot. It's still performing fine. I'm not breaking out or anything, but there's just bigger and better things in my collection than this palette. Let's just get through the usage. This highlighter here, I do not use, and I'm not forcing myself to use it. It has 0 uses for the month. It has 0 uses for the year, and I am not for it. This brightener shade, which I use primarily only as a highlighter. Oh, also, I'm wearing all of the shades today on my cheeks, or this inner corner is this color. But the highlighter shade, I've used this 17 times in the month of April, and I have a total of 54 uses for the entire year. This was a very, very pinprick of a pan at the very beginning of the year, and it's something I hit pan on, I think, in 2024, maybe. I can't remember. Time is of the essence, and I don't keep track of it very well. And if you guys are interested in this eye look, I will have a get ready with me coming up very soon. And this highlighter definitely packs a punch. And it, like, as you can see now, it's definitely a highlighter, but I do my highlighter before my blush. So this was bam before I put my blush on. Then we have this highlighter here. I consider this a blush lighter. It has a really deep pan. I don't like, not deep pan, like a deep indentation on the product. My goal is to actually hit pan on that. I feel like I am so close, but I said that last month and obviously I did not hit it. And my blush lighter, I used it 11 times, which is one more than my usual goal. And my overall usage is 33 uses. If my goal was to use this product 10 times a month, I should at minimum be at 40 uses for the entire year. And that just has not been the case. I've had just so many other blushes in my little rotation or in other projects or brand new that I'm using or whatever, what have you. I have not been using the blushes as often as I should, but I'm very glad I got 11 uses and we are up to 33 uses in this specific project. I don't have usage from 2024. I did pan this in 24. The intro will tell you all that. So I don't have usage from back then. So all these yearly usages is simply for 2026. Then we have this bronzer here. This is a shade that I repressed last update, I do believe. And the bronzer was a lot darker than what it looks like here in the pan. But I was always using the finishing powder and the bronzer at the same time. So when it came down to needing to repress the bronzer anyway, I decided to put a good chunk of this finishing powder into the bronzer, which made it look like one of these like marbled sort of shades. And it's just so much easier to use for me. It's a much nicer shade for me to use. So this bronzer has been getting a lot of use this year. So the bronzer in the month of April, I used it 20 times. And then for the year, I have used it 62 times, which is really good numbers. And I am very hopeful that I can finish this bronzer at some point in the year. If you guys did not follow me last year, I did a Finish 5 in 2025 where I was focusing primarily on a blush bronzer highlighter singles. And I finished the blush, surprisingly, but not the bronzer or the highlighter. So after I am finished with this bronzer, I really want to go back to my L'Oreal Lumi bronzer and to try and finish that one up, because I have had an entire year of that bronzer and it's like at its last leg, and I would like to finish that one this year. But this one is kind of like my main priority. This entire palette has been a main priority. So once this is done, and I don't know when that will be, but this is definitely a focus shade for me. I use it 20 times and I'll continue to use it very often until it is finished. Then we have the finishing powder. I use this like any other finishing powder. I kind of haphazardly put my blush on and then I use this to just really buff it all together so it looks one uniform and I don't look like Neapolitan ice cream. So this is something that I use for that. And ever since I've been really focusing on this product, I have not been using this finishing powder, my Morphe Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil. I do have a nice little pan on this bad boy, but ever since I've been trying to use this finishing powder in this palette, I have not been reaching for that one, even though I prefer the Morphe one. But anyway, I'm trying to finish this, and hopefully if I use it very consistently, I can finish it during the year. I did use it 19 times in the month of April, and I have a total of 60 uses for the entire year, and I think those are pretty good numbers, and hopefully I can just keep on going. A lot of these powders are very, very hard pressed as well, which is a struggle when you want to use things up. Is Coverfx even still a brand anymore? I know this entire palette is discontinued. I got it in BoxyCharm probably like 5 years ago. Old palette. The last and final product in this palette is this blush. It is a matte blush, and honestly, I have not seen much wear or tear on this blush. I fear that this will not even have pan by the end of the year. I do want to get as much use out of this as possible. This blush has a goal of 10 uses each month, and I did use it 11 times, which is really exciting. And I am wearing the blush, these two mixed together, on my cheeks today. But I used it 11 times in April, and I used it a total of 32 times in 2026. And like I said, in theory, it should have at minimum 40 uses for the year because my 10 use per month goal, and I'm just nowhere near it. In the month of April, I've been doing pretty good with not having as many blushes on my desk. I am someone that does like to switch up the blush, although I can wear these every day and not really feel any different. But I've had a lot of new blushes in my collection this year. So I have just been wanting to... The dog. The dog is sniffing him and he's like, I really don't want you to do that. So I'm glad that's at the end of the video, not at the beginning of the video, because that would have drove me crazy. This is my update for my Coverfx Perfector face palette. Gotten a lot of use. I'm very excited for this update and I hope you guys are excited for it as well. So if you enjoy project panning content, makeup related content, eyeshadow related content, this video is coming soon. And I highly recommend you subscribe. Make sure you like this video, hype it up so more people can find this channel and my video. Comment down below. Are you guys panning anything? Are you guys trying to finish up blush, bronzer, and highlighters, a whole face palette? Are you guys doing a pan that palette like eyeshadow? I don't really pan eyeshadow anymore, but I do pan blush, bronzer, and highlighters pretty dang decently. I don't want to say amazing, but I do take decently on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys enjoy, make sure you do all the YouTube things. I love and appreciate you all so much, and I shall see you guys next time.